Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Boxing with your host Connor Knowles, and I'm here with the one and only Leo Ains. How you doing, bro?
What's good, Connor? How is everyone going today? I've just woken up. I woke up like an hour ago, so I'm defrosting at the moment. But I'm gonna still try and give you a solid conversation.
Sounds good. You're always half asleep anyway, aren't you, bro?
Pretty much, man. I'm a busy guy. I'm always getting a little amount of sleep. But yeah, it's cool. We move. We're getting on with it.
So yeah, let's start off with how you became who you are and how your YouTube channel all started and where the interest came from.
So yeah, man. I've always had an interest in making YouTube videos. Like even when I was like young, I was always making content. The content
Yeah,
might not been good. It was just like cringy, me stuff. But over time, I done little amounts of videos from literally like the age of 10 to where I am now, to the point that I did actually learn a lot whilst having fun with it, if that makes sense.
yeah.
So yeah, over time that built up, and this channel I started making content in, I think it was October, September last year.
I
So
remember. I remember.
yeah, so I came onto the scene, and the reason why, not to even like big myself up and like try and be big headed, but the reason why I think my channel took off a lot bigger than a lot of guys you're seeing today is because, one, it was a good time to be making YouTube boxing content, because there weren't a lot of creators in the niche. Like there's been Wade's been in the scene for like forever. There's like True Geordie, but like there wasn't a new style of content coming in for a while, and I feel like I came in and I capitalized on that, the gap in the niche. But as soon as I started doing that, a lot of people started doing it as well. Not because of me, but because we all had the same. We
I
all saw the
we
same
all the
gap in
same
the
vision.
scene. Yeah. So I was lucky enough to kind of, I picked everything up quite quickly. I made a lot of connections very quickly, and I became a lot of friends with people in the scene. And I was making content, and I was really enjoying it. So yeah, man, just like the whole YouTube boxing stuff now is kind of, in my opinion, it's died down, and the niche has gotten smaller. There's a cap on it now, where before you could make a YouTube boxing video, you could possibly get a couple million views. Where
Yeah,
now I feel like the cap is at a million views. I feel, unless you're re-uploading a fight or you're uploading content from the fighters themselves. If you're not in the scene, but you're making videos about the scene, you're going to be very lucky to get a video over like a million views. And that's fine, because realistically, we've seen people like be able to keep doing this with like 100K, 300K views. But just in general, the scene's kind of not fallen off, but
calm down a bit.
it's calmed down a bit. So a lot of people kind of, they're I think they're all or nothing. So if they're like, oh, if I can't get that a million views, then I'm not gonna do it. Although it's just consistency at the end of the day. I might be waffling a bit, but yeah, that's
I
that's
have
that's
to
pretty
spoke.
much, yeah, man.
So yeah, speaking of Wade and all that, how did you end up getting in contact with Wade and end up becoming like an editor and doing stuff with that Wade and that?
Yeah, so basically it was around November, December time. Like that's how quick the kind of everything happened. That's why
Yeah,
it's so weird to think about, because I started making content, and then
a
yeah,
year ago.
well, whatever. And then yeah, so he put, actually first, I was making a video. It was like, who Jake Paul versus KSI, who wins using
Yeah,
maths. And it was a pretty shit video looking back, because I didn't really use maths, but whatever you have to do to get views. But so there was a bit where I needed someone in the scene, like really like quite knowledgeable, and I thought, oh, screw it, like, if you don't ask, you're not going to get.
yeah.
I'm going to put
If
out
you
a
don't, if you
tweet.
don't take the risk, not gonna get the reward.
That's what I'm saying. So I put out a tweet asking Wade. It was like, I done a whole little video. I was like, Wade, please come be in my video. Looking back now, I was begging it properly. I was like, oh, Wade, please, 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 please. But yeah, he got in contact with me, saw that video out. He made a brief cameo. And that's where we made the connection. And then he put out a tweet like a month or so later asking for an editor on Twitter. So I applied, didn't think that I was going to get it, because like I'd only really edited my own videos from there.
Yeah,
But we got on a call. We sorted it all out, and then the rest of history. I've just been working with Wade on his videos for the last year. Like it's been a year since that phone call happened, and yeah, man, it's going great. Like I'm privileged to be working with one the top guy in the scene. Like I know this sounds quite big headed, but there's no one in this niche that is better than Wade at the moment in the YouTube boxing scene. So I'm privileged, man. I'm very grateful. And it's a fun job, man. It's like what can I
It's
say?
what you never thought you'd be doing 5 years ago,
Yeah, bro, I didn't think I'd be doing this
a year ago.
1 year ago. I didn't think I'd be. I don't, bro. I never really thought because it's my dream, man. I enjoy it as well, and like
Yeah,
not a lot of people can say that they really enjoy their job, especially at my age. So it's like, bro, I'm happy.
true that.
So,
Everything happens for a reason, you know what I mean?
trust me, man. Trust me.
Especially with you being such a you're 17 now, aren't you? Or you're 18.
Yeah, yeah. So like that's the thing which I say to a lot of people now. I'd never used to believe in manifestation,
True.
but I genuinely now believe in it so much because I growing up, looking back now, I never really kind of when you hear someone say, especially like a young kid with that who I was back then, if you hear them say, "Oh, I want to be a content creator, I want to be an editor, I want to be this, that," you always say to them, "Well, you should be doing this now, you should be doing this now." And I never really did stuff. I did what I enjoyed, and I always just said, "Well, I'm going to make it work." And although this is like, I feel like this that was this job that I have for Wade and that I got that for me that was a pinnacle because I manifested. I said, "Oh, I'm going to do something in this industry," and I did it. And it didn't feel like hard work when I got it. But then looking back, I was thinking, all right, like I was working hard, but the reason I didn't notice it was because at the time I was doing it, I was having fun with it.
You're so used to doing it, and you're just enjoying the process.
Literally, man. And it's like now, a year on, I can look back and I can go, oh, I am proud of myself. Like, because a lot of the time, like, I feel like a lot of people get imposter syndrome, especially me. I had a lot of, oh, I don't know if there's other editors that could have gotten this and could have been doing better. But, looking back now, I think, well, everything happens for a reason. I did work hard. Like, I manifested it. I've taken a lot of risks and I'm happy for it, man.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear. It's just a lot has happened in the last year, so I think most of us don't know where everything's just happened. It's just happened.
Bro,
It's been a
that's how life
crazy.
rolls around. It's like you can only look back at everything and like evaluate it properly years after it. Well, not years after it happened, but a while after it's happened. So
Yeah.
it's like the last year, like
It's
looking back now, yeah, looking back now, like even with like the whole Misfits stuff with Wade and like even the Kingpin situation and even like it's just rolled around so quickly. It's like it feels like yesterday I was at Misfits 004. Like
You know what I mean? I remember Misfits 004 media and stuff
yeah,
like
man.
that.
It
Was
was
that
it
the
was
last event you
crazy.
did? The last event you did?
No, the last event I did was the first Kingpin event. The first, but the thing is,
The last Misfits event.
the last Misfits event that was it was 004, bro.
Same.
Because the thing is, for me, I I I like being there on fight night. Don't get me wrong, but I'd rather in an ideal world be there for fight week. So the press conference and everything, speak to the fighters, all of that, and
Yeah,
then watch fight night at home because I don't know. I love the experience because like with Misfits, the show. Not saying that it's not entertaining when you're there because it really is, but the show is meant to be watched on a TV where they're showing you everything. They've got a whole it's like any boxing show really, but Misfits like has an emphasis on the entertainment. So like if you're just going to watch the boxing, then like sure go watch wherever you like. But if you want to see all the fighters, all the backstory, all the interviews, then
fancy.
watching it at home. Yeah, that's it. It's just like for me, it's a lot more enjoyable, and it's just like it's just a bit stressful at the event when you're just watching. You have to because when you're watching at home on the TV, it goes past so fast. But when you're at the event and you're waiting for the next fight, bro, it's such a drag, especially if you're just like,
I actually quite like it because in between the waiting time, you can get a few like clips and stuff and get a few Like just
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, no,
I like the whole like throughout the whole thing from start to end.
mm,
It's just fun.
yeah, man. No, I do agree. It's good. It's good. It's good.
So yeah. Speaking of influence of boxing and that,
Hmm.
what made you get interested into the boxing side of it and the more boxing itself?
Yeah, man. So like I've wanted to fight for a while. Like watching, I can't lie. I was one of the guys that got into the boxing through KSI versus Joe Weller. Like
We all did.
I have no shame in admitting it. I know a lot of people in the scene, like a lot of people weirdly look down on it. People go like, "Oh yeah, you only got into," but if you think about it, that was a good
The
five, six
pinnacle.
years ago now. Yeah, that was a 5, 6 years ago. So like in that time, yeah, I got into it through the YouTube boxing and stuff, but I've got into the actual boxing stuff as well. I love watching old fights. I love doing all of that. So ever since then, I've kind of had an interest for it because obviously at the time watching KSI Joe Weller, I wanted to be them because they were YouTubers. But when they started boxing, it's like, oh shit, I want to box as well now. I want to follow in their footsteps. So
Yeah.
I've wanted to do it for a while. But it's always been the opponent factor and figuring out how I'd want to do it because like for me, I'm very critical of people on Twitter. Like I'm very critical of who Misfits put on their card, and sometimes I look at their cards and I'm like, does that person really deserve to be on there? Because they haven't really been promoting that much, and it's like I don't really know my value yet, so it's hard for me to say I want to fight on Misfits. I want to fight on um Outcasts. I want to fight on Breakout because I could say something which is like, bro, you're not your value's not that high. But then I could say something and people go, bro, your value's not that low. So I want to see where the interest is. Yeah. So like there's a few people who said they'll fight me on the smaller creator boxing side, but for me, I like it needs to make sense. I'm all about a storyline. And if I'm gonna have a fight, I'm not gonna fight someone just to box them. You know what I mean? Like if
You
I'm
want to
friends,
you want to build a storyline. You want to make it as enjoyable as possible.
well, yeah, as much as I can, because realistically, with the resources I have and the resources another opponent might have, we might not be able to create a storyline because the best storylines in the YouTube boxing scene haven't come from YouTube boxing. They've come from YouTube drama and yeah, so it's going to be hard to find an opponent. Like you can't really create a good storyline if you're looking for an opponent to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be fake.
So,
So I want to find the storyline. I want to find. I'd like to fight another editor. I think that would be a good thing to do. I think that would be quite enjoyable because it's obviously we edit. We don't fight. And as well, some other people calling me out to fight. This like they've already had a fight, and
yeah,
they've either already had a fight to the point where it's like, all right, well, I'm boxing you for the sake of having a boxing match, and you have more experience than me. Like, where's the leverage for
yeah,
me? And yeah, I just want to fight, man. I can't lie. Like when I got into this scene, I was very anxious. I was very insecure. I was putting on a lot of weight because I was editing, sitting at my desk the whole time. But I've gotten into fitness and everything so much more now, and I think I'm a new person in the sense of I have a lot more confidence. Like Connor,
100%.
you'll remember at SCB 002 at the on fight night, I was very confident like hosting. But at the press conference, I was sitting on that chair hosting it, and I was like a bit frozen. I was shaking up. I was letting Jalen do everything, and looking back at it, my posture was off. I was so nervous. I felt like I don't not like an anxiety attack, but I just felt very anxious. I didn't want to
Yeah,
speak, and it just threw me off. But now I feel like I'm a new person,
you're a man.
and I
You're a
wanna
fight man.
I no, I genuinely just feel like working out, losing weight, and kind of just
Focus on
finding
yourself.
finding a bit of myself that I didn't know that I had. It's kind of made me think, all right, I can do this, and I can
Yeah,
fight people, and I know people won't be training as hard as I will train, and I can assure that. And
but
like,
it
I don't want to sound too cocky, but I feel like I can knock someone out in this scene, and I don't want to say that just throwing it out there, but I genuinely believe that I can. I feel like too many people look for the knockout, and I feel like with the training I've done with the people that I've trained with, I have something, and I don't want to give too much away, but I'm just excited to do it. If anyone wants to fight, let's do it. I'll fucking kill you. No, that was cringy, but
No, no,
you know what I mean.
clipped and put in the old Twitter.
Fuck's
And
sake. Nah, but
I'm going back
yeah,
now. You've shot with it. Now you got to go with it.
yeah, man. Well, we'll just wait and see till where the offers come from, because I've seen people saying that I should fight Misfits, which at the moment I'm like, I don't know if my value's that high yet, and I wouldn't want to take someone else's space on the card, if you know what I mean.
You want to
But
work your
then,
way up to it.
yeah, man, it's like it'd been, if anything, I've been in the kind of small creator scene for a while, so it'd be nice to go on one of those cards and show everyone why I am the best small creator in terms of content creation and boxing. So if there's an opponent there, if I'm going to be honest, the American side interests me a lot more in terms of opponents, because for one, I'm friends with a lot of the people on the UK side, and two, it's just I feel like the
The whole
American versus
UK versus US thing really intrigues
yeah,
people.
it does, and it's like I feel like the Americans. I'm gonna hate saying this because I'm very patriotic. I do love the UK, but they seem to have a lot more personality when like promoting and stuff. And there's only a few people in the UK who I feel like could really capitalize on what we could create. Because I'm not like gonna big myself up and say, oh, I'm the bollocks, but realistically, with the resources I have, with the people I have, with what I could do, it could be big, and I just
Yeah.
want to take advantage of that. So,
So,
we just need to sort it out. Whenever, wherever, preferably at the end of the year, because I've got a couple holidays lined up. I don't want to cancel them, but yeah, man, I just want to dedicate some time. I'm obviously training now. It's like you'll see, we've got a fucking equipment back in there. This was supposed to be
let's hope this plan doesn't cut your head this time.
what? Sorry, I didn't
Let's
hear you.
hope this plan doesn't cut your head this time.
Yeah. Oh man, no, don't even. I had to
You
buy a
as the
new
judge.
one. Yeah, man. If people don't know, I was supposed to fight Vibe in Jalam, who again, he's become my friend now, so I couldn't really see myself fighting him. But I was supposed to fight him even before I really got into YouTube, when there was an offer out there, and I was using one of these. Actually, should I demonstrate it right now?
Go on,
Show you what happened. All right.
Get it for old town's sake.
So this thing, you know, the actual thing you punch.
Yeah.
That fell off. So I was using it without this on. So, and behind this, it's a sharp metal kind of rod.
Yeah.
So I was just punching, like throwing no thingies. And then all of a sudden, and I didn't move back. The thing hit me in the head. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. And I cut the top of my head open. At the time, I was bald as well. So it was even worse because it's like
a lot more visible.
yeah, but that wasn't good, man.
Still a memorable moment.
Yeah, man. I mean, it made me the man I am. I can take it though, because I didn't even like my head seriously was gushing with blood. Like after this, my whole face was it looked like a horror movie. Like, but I didn't even realize. I was like, it obviously hurt, but I was like, all right, stay composed. And that was a year ago. So, wonder what I can take now.
Oh, getting a bit.
Yeah, man.
Free with it, aren't you?
Yeah, man. Of course, have to be confident.
You have to be, especially in this season. Otherwise, it'll crumble.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, and that's the like that. When I was talking about anxiety as well, I feel like dealing with anxiety on a regular basis, with like being insecure to speak to people, insecure with like just going out, like because obviously if I was working from home a lot last year, doing different things, and I didn't really kind of make contact with a lot of people, so the jump from like being inside and then going out and it's like
socializing.
Yeah, it was very hard, man. I can't lie. And it's something I'm proud of myself today, because I feel like I've come back and I've adjusted very well to like to who I am now. So if that's at the time that felt impossible, but I overcame it. So now like boxing doesn't even feel impossible for me. Like I train hard, and with anything, I've the one thing I've learned over the last year, which is if anyone watching needs not motivation, but just
Bit of a
if you're
kickstart.
nervous, yeah, if you're nervous about something, just work hard. And it's very cliche, but going into something, if you know that you've worked hard at it, it makes it 10 times easier. And it's like with the whole boxing stuff, it's why I'm so confident now. So
Yeah,
that's that.
so that's glad to hear. Anything else you want to let out there or let the people know about you in general
What do I want
that
to?
would motivate them to get into?
Uh,
Because I think the thing people worry about more in this scene is putting in the work, expecting handouts.
yeah.
And I feel
What?
like
So
I've done a lot more because I from when I started SCB and screw that, it angers me and it annoys me. People expecting just to be given an opportunity without actually putting in the work for it.
yeah, man. Like that's the one thing I've learned as well over the last year is that sometimes you gotta I don't know how to explain it, but having like midnight motivation because what I done, I remember, I don't know if you remember, but before SCB 002, the event in
Yeah,
Worthing, if people can't remember or didn't know, there was a small creator boxing event and I was commentating. So I went down and the beginning of that week, I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh shit, I put on a lot of weight. Like, oh no, this is like this isn't good. I'm gonna be on camera. People only see the top half of my face. Like this isn't great. So
yeah,
um at the beginning of the week, I was like, okay, I haven't trained in 6 months. I haven't eaten healthy in probably a year. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I went on, I got my camera out, which was the only thing I knew how to do. I didn't really knew
yeah,
how to make content at that time. And I made a video like saying, oh, from now on, I'm going to be eating healthy. I'm going to be exercising. I'm going to document it every day. And I said that in the spirit of the moment. So I felt like I'd have a reason to do it every day.
yeah,
But the more I did that, the more I kind of experienced the anxiety of like, oh, okay, now I have not only have me on the line, I have everyone else
everyone else.
seeing my journey,
Ah,
possibly getting motivated off it, and me letting everyone down. And at SCB 002, I was there, I got comfortable, and then that whole thing went out of the window. And it's upsetting because I saw a lot of people say at that time, oh, like that motivated me to start doing stuff. And it's like, I motivated you, but I couldn't even do it myself. Like, I felt
yeah,
a bit of a letdown. So after that, I've got in even a bit of a worse of a headspace because I was so disappointed.
yeah,
Obviously, I started comfort eating, didn't really do any exercise, just went back to my normal life. And then it was in the summer. One day I just woke up and I was like, nah, screw this, man. I'm so unhappy. And why should I be this unhappy when I'm doing the job that I love? I'm around people that I love. I have a good set of friends. I have a good community that I can always come to. Like I shouldn't feel this unhappy. So I just started making small improvements with my diet and stuff. And it's gotten to the point now where my goal was to lose weight, but now my goal is more to be an athlete. Like, bro, I love just working out. I love it. It makes me feel so good about myself. I love beating my PBs. I love doing all of that. It's just
setting your new top
doing,
goals and stuff and beating them. Yeah,
yeah, man. Like literally, and like
mm,
with me, what I've learned, losing weight, it's not really one thing. It's loads of little things put together, and
100%.
I've just come a long way. And it's like if you interviewed me 6 months ago, like I've lost 12 kg since
Damn.
August. I don't know how many what that is in pounds, but it's quite a bit. So I've lost
Yeah,
that. I've lost that,
mm,
and like if you spoke to me
mm,
back then, you would have been interviewing me, I would have just been so kind of nervous. Like
and
I would have been
down.
put on a bit, yeah, I would have been put on a bit of a facade, like, oh yeah, I'm Leo Ains, but deep down, I would have been very, very nervous. And I'd done an interview with crossover convos, like
Yeah,
at the time where I was really going through it. And it's like looking back now, I was like, I stutter now because I just have a natural stutter, but I was stuttering really badly. I was really nervous, and you could just kind of like you
no,
could just tell that what I was saying, I didn't believe it myself. But now the
you,
things
you,
that I'm
you,
saying,
you, you wasn't 100% within yourself. You feel like you've
yeah,
done so much
man,
body.
trust me, like it was kind of hard because I felt like I was pretending to be someone I wasn't. Where now I'm just working in silence and I'm trying to become the best version of myself. And it's like now this is one of the moments where I can like speak to you and I can speak to anyone watching. I can tell everyone how proud I am of myself and hopefully motivate people to do that themselves because honestly, the difference it has on your mental health, the confidence, like even people around me, people enjoy to be around me a lot more now because I'm not down in the dumps. I'm not so insecure where I'm like, oh, can we go home now? I don't feel that good. It's now I'm because I feel confident. Everyone else is thriving off it, and that's the one thing that I just want people to, if they're watching this and they're going through like a hard time, just I hate saying it because when I used to listen to it, I was like, oh,
Sounds so
piss off.
cheesy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, piss off. I don't want to do that. But generally, just start making small improvements. Don't do it tomorrow, but just set yourself mini goals. Like in 2 weeks' time, have a goal to go and get in the gym and go and just don't even do anything. Just go to the gym because that's hard for a lot of people to just go out and do that. And then over time, make more goals. You'll enjoy it a lot more. And you got to remember as well, just do what makes you feel comfortable. And yeah,
Work your
that's
way up
that's
to
that,
it.
that's my piece. Yeah,
Glad
man.
to hear. Glad to hear. Is there
Thank you,
anything you
brother.
want to touch on before we bring this episode to an end, or anything you just want to
Um,
let people know? Put you on a
yeah,
spot.
no, I'm just trying to think. I don't want to be too long. I'm just thinking about the next Misfits card coming up. I'm just thinking
Double O
who's
12.
fighting there. I think Fox the G is going to knock that little guy out. I think
100%.
I strongly believe that.
See,
I remember.
actually, speaking of Misfit Double O 12, because you was on about manifestation earlier, just a
Yeah,
year ago, Most Wanted was manifesting that in
yeah,
a year's
man.
time he'd be on Misfits, and look
Bro,
where I was. He's on
that's
Misfits.
crazy, man. Like the thing is, I know Most Wanted. He's good at winding people up, and he's good at he has
Get
that
under people's
villain that,
skin.
that villain thing around him. And at times, it's like he says stuff I haven't agreed with. But like,
100%.
look at that guy, man. He's like fair play to get on the Misfits card. People don't realize how
Much work he's
how
put
big
in.
of a yeah, and how big of an opportunity that is. So it's like, yeah, I know I'm very proud. I'm proud of anyone in this community who's able to get onto that level. It's like even with Fox, it's like, bro, he's come a long way. I remember speaking to him at
Like,
004 as well. What's it called? And he was just giving me advice. And honestly, everything he said that he was
he
gonna
should have
do,
been. You know what I mean?
everything he said he's gonna do, about regarding fighting when he turns 18, all of the stuff to a T he's done. So
One,
it's like it's amazing. If anything, Fox is someone that motivated me because seeing he was a kid from America who took.
technically, he's a kid from the UK who moved to America when he was young.
That's why I like him so much. Then that makes sense.
You don't know that
But
he's actually from
no,
same
I,
place
I
we are.
knew he lived in the UK when he was younger. I didn't know he was from the UK. But fair play, man.
Damn,
Yeah,
but
no, he's someone who's motivated me a lot. So thank you, Fox. Thank you. Not thank you, but well done, most. I think L Brook's gonna knock out AJ Bunker.
facts.
Sadly, I know Fox won't like that because I think he trains with AJ, but it's just gonna happen. Um, I don't know who Ed's fighting. I think Ed's gonna fight on the card. I'm
I
not
don't
too sure.
know. I don't know what's happening about the main event is confusing at the moment.
Yeah, hopefully we'll figure out today.
Hope
I'm
so.
trying to think who else is in the card. I'm confused about the whole BJ Flores and Tristan Ham situation because BJ was caught being very, very like quite racist, and now I think everyone's just forgotten about it. I think
Yeah,
that's a bit weird, personally. I feel like he should. I mean, I don't know the situation. I don't know what's happened behind the scenes, but I mean, he's been able to recover from that quite quickly, which
true.
probably he should have
Shocking.
just yeah.
Should have took time to reflect on what he done.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just for me. I think it's quite bold. I think you've
Well,
done that,
yeah,
and then
literally.
yeah, and you have the audacity to come back in the scene straight away as if you've done nothing wrong. For me, I just find that a bit weird. It's like I'm not about like cancel culture to that much, but I just think, bro, you made a mistake. You've been very, very racist, and but man, I'm not. Well, I don't want to get into all that, but that confused me. If anything, I was just like, "What are you doing, man?" But yeah, man, that's all. I think that's all I got to say.
Sounds good. Anyway, thanks for your time, bro. It was good to have a little catch up because we hadn't really
Of course,
spoken
brother.
for a while.
Yeah,
We've
man.
had a proper chat since 002.
Literally, man, it's been ages, and it's nice. I haven't really been in the scene that much. Obviously, I've just been working hard and literally doing everything. So it's nice to
And,
speak to you again. But yeah, man.
and you're right. A lot's happened in the last year, and here's to another year.